Okay, everybody, it is me, and it's also time for you and I to get back to work. So we're gonna do that. Let's do this right now. Stock futures are slightly lower across the board, pointing towards a lower open. Okay, stock trading doesn't start for about 40 minutes from now. But let's look at a couple of other things. What's going on? 10-year yield, stable. Dollar, weaker today. The MMRI, a lot of you keep asking me where you can find the MMRI. There is a link to the MMRI in the description of this video. Well, the MMRI is very stable. It's looking very good to me. So what does that mean? Right off the bat, let's stop here. Well, if indeed, and this is a big if, this market sells off today, the MMRI is saying buy the dip, period, the end. You got crude oil right now over $76 a barrel. I'm talking about WTI crude. That's the one I watch for the most part. The weaker dollar today, market's going to love that. 10-year yield where it is right now, market's going to love that too. Of course, crude oil, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, market's going to love that getting a bit higher. That's it. That's the freaking freak show. What else is going on? Well, we continue to hear more talk about surging energy prices, not just here in the United States, but this is a global phenomenon, people. And it's all part of the freak show that is going on around us. Raw material prices skyrocketing. I'm telling you, we're going to get hit with another larger wave of inflation. I want you to be ready for it. I want you to just pay attention to how the mainstream media and the financial channels are gonna play it. All right. Now, you're going to hear more talk about inflation, and they're going to be pointing their fingers over at rising energy prices. I explained this to you. This is what they're going to do. But the fact of the matter is, it's runaway central banks fulfilling their end game. You know this better than anybody else. I wrote a few things down here. Anyway, let's move forward here. Cryptocurrencies right now are under some pressure. Gold and silver are slightly lower. Okay, whatever. You know my take on these people. We know for a fact, you and I, that we haven't seen anything. And I mean this with regard to inflating prices or inflation in general. Okay, we heard from the Federal Reserve an admission, finally, okay, like we didn't know this right off the bat. It is not transitory. Inflation is going to persist until at least through 2022. This is by design. This is all baked in. When you hear a Fed president or the Fed chairperson himself trying to lie like that, of course, look, they can lie without even the slightest bit of getting in trouble for it. They won't do it. They can do anything they want. They are untouchable. We just found this out. I mean, obviously, Fed President Rosengren and Kaplan and the Fed chair himself, insider trading. Well, the two Fed presidents are now just resigning. Okay, no arrests are happening here. They're getting to keep all of their ill-gotten gains. And the Fed chair himself tried to say it was just a coincidence that he is buying the same securities that the Fed is buying, and he gets to keep his job. No problem here. No resigning, no nothing. I'm telling you, people, the corruption level in this nation is at a fever pitch. And that really, if you look back on history, at the rise and fall of every empire, this is an empire, okay, they all fall for the same reasons: corruption. And that's what we're seeing now. And I warned about this from a long time ago. A new set of rules, a new paradigm, and that's what we have here. This merger, this new government system, all this is being set up from a long time ago. You and I are just living in the side effect of it. That's really the truth. And to me, as I always tell you, this is opportunity, okay? You can sit back and do nothing, or you can take action. This channel here is about action. We don't sit back and do nothing. We take in the current situation. We understand what's going on. We realize the end game here of the central banks, none more so than the Federal Reserve, to be the lender and buyer of last resort, to own it all, to be the actual government for which they are. And everything else doesn't matter. You have to understand. The whole political nonsense, the Democrats, the Republicans, it's just a place where they have put you. The media out there is designed to do this, to play on your mind. The fact of the matter is, there's no real government here anymore that represents the people at all whatsoever. We have no representation. And whoever sits behind the Resolute desk does not matter. It's the banks running the entire show. We need a revolution in this nation, although it wouldn't make any difference now. There's too many people that meaning those who have a political agenda here, and this is clearly the mainstream media reading a script, being told what to say, brainwashing the public, look here, don't look here. All this stuff is designed to keep people distracted while there's some major changes going on here. And I think you all know that, those of us who have a functioning brain cell. Anyway, so in summary here, let's just put this together. Right now, stock futures are lower. Okay, the MMRI, again, link in the description of this video, is saying low risk. Low risk, not no risk, but low risk. Okay, so whatever the market does, if the market drops, we buy the dips here, as long as the MMRI is saying to do so. Okay, I'm using this indicator. I think it is really, it's an amazing thing to me. Okay, you do what you want to. If you feel like following the 10-year yield and the dollar independent of each other, you can do that too. All right, I'm just trying to make this easier for you by rolling this together into an equation that we can all look at and just get a single number out of it. I think it's phenomenal. Okay, with regard to cryptos, that, like I said, under some pressure here. People, you know what I'm going to tell you, buy the dips. Gold and silver under a little bit of pressure, buy that dip too. We got to continue to buy the dips here. As long as the easy money is going to pour in. And I'm telling you this too, all right? Mark my words here. All the nonsense, all the talk about tapering, about cutting back on assets. Look, we have inflation that is surging. We found out last week. I covered this yesterday in my Markets A Look Ahead. Core inflation spiking at its fastest pace in 30 years. And we haven't seen anything yet. So, look, the Fed's going to keep running their inflation creation machine. You all know this. They are issuing debt through one door, then buying it back through another door. Issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another. This mechanism is massively, massively inflationary. But no one wants to talk about it. Now, a single one of our so-called representatives, because we have no representation, has brought the freak show Federal Reserve to call them out. No one's doing it because, again, they are not the real government, okay? It's a show. It's a distraction. That's all it is. It's pathetic, if you ask me. Absolutely pathetic what is going on right now. A takeover of the entire global system by central banks who are now the real government. All right, look, before I get all bent out of shape, because I feel it happening right now, I'm going to let you all go. Keep your eye on these things. Crude oil, like I said, getting a bit higher. The weaker dollar today, the 10-year yield stable. MMRI looking really nice right now. Expect volatility. That's what's going to happen during this month. But the market is trending higher as inflation continues to go out of control. Out of control. By design, people. You know that. Anyway, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. Please share the video. I will see all of you at the end of the day. We're going to sum this whole thing up. And I hope I can keep it together.